Hello, I'm recording this in Hyde Park in London. Behind me is a statue of Achilles, dedicated to the memory of the Duke of Wellington, perhaps a soldier who's Britain's closest answer to Alexander. I'm recording this especially because 1st of October, which will be tomorrow as I'm recording this, is the 2349th anniversary of the Battle of Gaugamela, Alexander's most decisive victory against Darius III, and the one which landed him the Persian Empire. I don't think it was Alexander's most spectacular victory. I think that honour has to go to his victory over Porus at the Hyde River. However, in terms of its significance to Alexander, Gaugamela, really nothing beaten it. So the battle started early in the morning. The Macedonians coming forward, taking care to avoid the spikes in the ground that Alexander had become aware of, planted there by Darius. As the phalanx went forward, marched forward, Alexander drifted his companion cavalry to the right, just as you see in Oliver Stone's film. He wanted to extend Darius's front line of cavalry as far as possible, and he succeeded in doing this. Darius sent his cavalry after him, and as a result of this, he exposed the soft underbelly of the Persian army. The Persian cavalry was excellent. It was the best of its age, but the infantry was not so good. His best soldiers were probably his Greek mercenaries, of course the immortals who were still there. But anyway, as a result of the cavalry being pushed to the right by Alexander, a hole opened up, and Alexander then turned around, wheeled round, just as you see in Oliver Stone's film, formed a wedge shape and then plunged straight into it. Upon seeing the Macedonians approach, Darius took fright. How quickly he took fright, we don't know, but he did, and he fled. However, the battle still wasn't over at that stage. Alexander could still have lost it, because as he pursued Darius, Parmenion was being hard fought by Mazaeus on the Macedonian left wing, and came within an inch perhaps of being defeated. However, his cavalry, the Thessalian cavalry, the best in Greece, they held on. They not only held on, but when Alexander was still on his way back to help them, they managed to turn the tide against Mazaeus' men and get the victory. In the middle of the battle, that's the left and right wings, but in the middle of the battle, the Macedonian phalanx, it split in two, and some Persian cavalry managed to break through. What they should have done perhaps is turn around and attack the Macedonians from the rear. What they ended up doing is just heading straight forward through to the Macedonian baggage train, where they set about killing various unarmed invalid Macedonians and also trying to rescue Sisygambis, Darius' mother. But she, out of gratitude for the way in which Alexander had treated her, refused even to talk to them, let alone escape with them. And she would remain with Alexander or in his camp for the rest of her life, which ended 5 days after Alexander's own death. So the Macedonian second line, it eventually, of the second line of the phalanx, I should say, it came to the rescue of the baggage train, and then the Persians were forced to flee. So that was really the battle. Once Parmenion was safe, that was the battle over. Alexander then didn't stop this time round. He set off in pursuit of Darius, knowing that with the battle won, that was not yet the war won, because Darius could raise yet another army. Of course he didn't, and he would come to his end not so long later, or a year or two later, in Hyrcania. So for Alexander, it was the decisive battle of his reign. It made him the great king of the now defunct Persian Empire. It was a well-fought battle, How many Macedonians were injured or killed, we don't know. Arrian says 100. It is probably a lot more. There were some very significant injuries along the way, including Alexander's general and best friend, perhaps lover, Hephaestion, who was injured. The battle is recorded very well in Arrian. Curtius also describes it. Curtius adds a nice detail about the eagle that flew over Alexander during the battle, and again you see that in Oliver Stone's picture. Whether it happened or not, who knows. It's easy to see why it would be put in there though, because it's a symbol of Zeus, and Alexander had Zeus's favour. In fact, he was his son, so why wouldn't he? So if you're interested in reading about the battle, then Arrian and Curtius are best two places to go to. Arrian best of all because his sources are Ptolemy and Aristobulus. Curtius is worth reading anyway, although obviously overall he sometimes sensationalizes things. Alright, so here we are. I've been very blessed by this lovely weather today, as you can see, and I'm going to switch off now. I hope you've enjoyed this. My first attempt at a video log, or vlog I suppose I should say. Leave any comments or constructive criticisms to help me do this kind of thing a bit better in the future. But otherwise, I hope you have a really good day. Remember the dead of Gaugamela and the great victory for Alexander that was won. And I'll see you soon. Bye.